Greetings and welcome to the weekly edition of the Safe Crypto Show. I am your host, Tyler, with co-hosts Mike and Jason. Each episode attempts to cover a range of topics, beginning with a roundup of the top cryptos of the week. Next, a discussion of general crypto news and happenings. And then we consider new and interesting projects and ICOs, all followed by a brief discussion of the weekly tech update. Safe Crypto Show disclaimer. Please keep in mind at all times that we, the hosts and guests of the Safe Crypto Show, are not offering or giving investment advice. We only state our personal opinions and thoughts on our own interests. By watching, you agree to not hold us responsible for any losses you may incur by executing trades or by maintaining holds based upon the subjects discussed in our episodes. It is Thursday, the 22nd of December. My co-hosts are not joining me this week, and I have a lot of information to cover, so I will be skipping the weekly top 5 crypto discussion and going straight into the news. Let's begin. Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. Roger Weir declares war on Bitcoin in favor of Bitcoin Cash, and the debate has exploded into the marketplace. Full disclosure, I do hold positions on both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, although I am leaning away from a substantial holding on Bitcoin. So I'd like to go through a few points about both coins first, and then discuss some specifics of each, followed by my conclusions. Aside from the differences in transaction-related technologies, neither Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash are employing the most advanced technology in the crypto space. For example, they both still use the same energy-intensive mining algorithm that Bitcoin employs. Hence, the reasons for holding or using either of these is due to their general acceptance as first movers in the crypto space, or future beliefs in the development of the technology, and or the necessity to buy through, the need to purchase a top-tier coin with fiat currency first in order to then purchase another cryptocurrency or crypto asset. These factors are but some of the difficulties embodied in the process of determining the value of these two top crypto coins. It is often stated that Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. However, this is not wholly the case. The exchanges have effectively forced Bitcoin Cash to rename itself from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. In fact, the quote Bitcoin that we have now is also a fork of the pre-August Bitcoin. However, the exchanges have allowed them to keep the name. This, to my mind, has really made a bit of a disingenuous way that the media and different organizations have been able to attack Bitcoin Cash by calling it a fork, when in fact they're both forks. They're both equally, in fact, Bitcoin, as it is now, is much more of a fork from the original Bitcoin, the pre-August Bitcoin, than Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash had really a minor adjustment by compared to Bitcoin. So in fact, it's much more honest to call the Bitcoin we have now as the real hard fork of Bitcoin. And this is really a bit of a politicized game. So, questions and thoughts. Is Bitcoin Cash the better alternative to Bitcoin? First, it's now listed on Coinbase, so the ease of entry is better than for most other altcoins. This has likely been one reason for the large boost in the value of Bitcoin Cash relative to Bitcoin in the past week. Second, Bitcoin is Bitcoin being co-opted by special interests with some hidden agenda? So let's get into that. Here's the problem I see with the Bitcoin core developers. They claim that raising the block size isn't a long-term solution, as eventually the blockchain will just grow to be unmanageable. But even if that is true, it would still be a short-term solution to the huge fees currently facing users. A short-term solution raising the block size. Yet the Bitcoin core developers still won't raise the block size. Even if it's only a one-time block size increase, which they know wouldn't be a long-term problem. This means that their reason for not raising the block size is a red herring, a misdirection, and hence they have another reason. But what could it be? Now there are a few possibilities, and I suggest you do your own research here. Please watch the video links in the show notes. My synopsis here, however, is that Bitcoin is no longer on my medium to long-term hold list. It's purely a short-term speculative thing that I will hold on occasion when I see that potential gains are coming. So there is new technology which will boost the Bitcoin speed and its feature list. Let's discuss that. First, there's the Lightning Network. It's a future add-on to Bitcoin that Bitcoin Cash will likely not adopt. Bitcoin Cash would first have to adopt segregated witness, also called SegWit, and they appear at the moment to be opposed to it. Given the lackluster use of SegWit within the Bitcoin network thus far, it is also unclear how successful the Lightning Network itself will be when implemented. Also, as Bitcoin is already losing supporters who are seeking an inexpensive medium of exchange, like Bitcoin Cash, also like Dash, so it's unclear how the Bitcoin developers will win back this community down the track once they do have the Lightning Network. Another technology coming online, probably in 2018, is Rootstock. Rootstock is a separate project and a separate blockchain that intends to piggyback on top of the Bitcoin network with the full one-to-one, how should we say, a lock between the prices. So the price of Rootstock will be equal to the price of Bitcoin. Now Rootstock will possibly be coming online in 2018 and could give Bitcoin a good speed boost. However, as with the Lightning Network, this technology may be too little too late. There are already a lot of entrants into the smart contract space, which is what Rootstock is going to allow. And more of these smart contract platforms are on the horizon, like EOS and MAIDSAFE, that will scale far better than Bitcoin and even better than Ethereum, the current king of the hill in the smart contract space. So to summarize, I feel that Bitcoin, having first mover advantage, will remain the top cryptocurrency in 2018, but will lose significant dominance in the marketplace, and possibly in 2019 will lose its place as the number one position cryptocurrency. And if not in 2019, then by 2020 almost certainly. Bitcoin Cash, I believe, will continue to make gains in 2018 and quite possibly higher gains than Bitcoin, relatively speaking. That is personally my bet. Now that said, the cryptocurrency space is a technology space and a free market. After all, and neither technology advocates... Let me back up there. The cryptocurrency space is a technology space and a free market. And neither technology advocates nor free market traders will tolerate the degree of stagnation that both the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash developer communities embody. As such, I see them as medium-term holds over the next 1 to 2 years. As a market analyst, however, every position must be reevaluated on a regular basis. As always, please do your own research. I'll have links to videos in the show notes, and I do advise you to have a close look at all of them and get a good solid grasp of what's going on here. There's a lot of politics at play, and in these kind of situations there's a lot of truth mixed in with falsehood, so you really have to do your own research. You can't trust anybody to give you 100% on what's going on. Topic 2. The interesting coin or ICO spotlight. Now, this week's spotlight is on MAIDSAFE. Every week on this show, I go over the MAIDSAFE weekly update. Many of you are possibly wondering, what is the MAIDSAFE thing and why should I care? So in this episode, I will explain why MAIDSAFE is such a big deal. Right off the bat, let me clarify that MAIDSAFE is the company developing the SAFENetwork, or SAFENet for short. And it is this SAFENet that is the really big deal, and the reason why the Safe Crypto Show spends so much time and effort covering its development. MAIDSAFE, the company, launched its own token many years ago via the Omni crypto platform, and was one of the first ICOs in the cryptosphere. That token now is listed on CoinMarketCap.com and a few other exchanges today. The SAFENetwork is developing a product, or developing the product. Let me back up. The SAFENetwork is the product being developed by MAIDSAFE. It is a fully anonymous, fast, secure by default, autonomous network infrastructure, which allows mass storage of data, secure and anonymous websites, and publishing. The SAFENetwork does not rely on DNS servers or any centralized server, so it is immune to government and private censorship alike. The SAFENetwork is effectively a secure by default internet, as opposed to being open by default like the current internet is. And as such, the current internet requires constant management of firewalls, virus and malware scanners in order to secure data. It's a huge overhead and cost to our existing internet. The SAFENet gets rid of all that and simplifies things dramatically. So the SAFENetwork will have its own currency, SafeCoin. This coin is not subdividable, at least we don't think it will be. So it will probably not be as useful as a currency as other coins might be. However, we don't know. They're still working on this, and there may be a way that it will be subdividable in the future. Bitcoin was the first decentralized cryptocurrency, and that's part of what makes it great. However, it's already showing its age and beginning to have serious technical problems due to its transaction speed limits. Bitcoin is also not anonymous, and the Bitcoin blockchain tracks your transactions. So do so many other cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin Cash. SafeCoin, however, like the SAFENetwork, is a fully anonymous currency, as there is no blockchain and hence no recording of your transactions. It only actually records the last person that you transacted with, and it doesn't know who you are, so it's just your account versus their account, and it has to do that so it knows it can determine ownership. Hence, SafeCoin is really untraceable digital cash. SafeCoin will have 0 transaction fees as well, so it will be frictionless like real cash. SafeCoin transactions will be instant. There will be no waiting to be incorporated into a blockchain or to be validated by multiple people mining the blockchain around the world, because that just doesn't exist. It'll be a distributed consensus system, and that's still being developed, and it's core to the whole SAFE network. So SafeCoin really is just piggybacking onto the whole SAFE network, and is in fact thus just a small portion of the overall network. That's why one reason it can be so fast. The SAFE network is much more than a simple blockchain ecosystem and can process transactions as quickly as sending an email on the internet today, probably even faster. Instead of mining to earn coins, as on the Bitcoin network, SafeCoin is farmed simply by sharing out space or unused spare resources on your computer or phone. You can earn SafeCoin for use on the SAFE network to store your own data. We may also use SAFE network as a means of payment anywhere else it is accepted, as akin to other cryptocurrencies. However, we'll have to see how they work out the subdivision of SafeCoin that may affect how it is accepted by different people. So I'm going to quickly play a video by MAIDSAFE on the SAFE network. So let's go over here and have a look at that. This is an introduction video to the SAFE network.
How much of your life is stored digitally? Your photos, your files, your most intimate conversations. It's all on a hard drive somewhere, and it's probably easy to access. By you, but also by the cloud storage companies you trust. Those companies have a track record of handing over their data to governments. Their first priority is to make profit for their shareholders, not your privacy. Then there's cybercrime. It has become a bigger business than the trade of illicit drugs. Due to the enormous amount of data stored on cloud servers, they are a target that's hard for hackers to resist. It's time to take security and privacy back into our own hands. MAIDSAFE uses decentralization and encryption to ensure that only you can access your files. The SAFE network is completely distributed. There is no central point of control or weakness. The software connects unused computing capacity to form a global network that can handle all data and communications. It's not just about storage. It allows you to safely run any app that exists today, while paying you for your contribution. Here's how it works. You create an account without the need to identify yourself and decide how much space you want to dedicate to the network. As the space is used, SafeCoins are given as a reward. SafeCoin has a market value and can be freely traded, just like Bitcoin. Before you upload a file, it is encrypted on your computer. It is then fragmented into small pieces and spread at random throughout the network. Data is stored with redundancy, and files are autonomously moved by the network as connected computers are turned on and off. Only you have the credentials to make it available again. Your data and your thoughts belong only to you. You decide what to do with them, no one else. MAIDSAFE. Privacy, security, and freedom. For everyone.
So there you go. That's a quick introduction to what they're intending to do. They didn't go over SafeCoin, but they're still working out some details on that, and it will probably be sometime in 2018 before we know more about SafeCoin. So all told, SafeCoin and the SAFE network are really, truly revolutionary, and this is why the Safe Crypto Show will keep a focus on its development into the future. If you would like to get involved, please join the forum. Again, the link will be in the show notes, but I'll just give it here. It's SAFENetforum.org. Also, MAIDSAFE has restarted their community engagement program. Now, it's more for people who I think are marketers or developers, but I'm going to play their video for that real quick as well. It's a tiny bit longer. Boy, very exciting intro.
We're happy to announce that we're restarting the Community Engagement Programme. We hope to match the skills of community members with new and desirable features, apps and projects for the SAFENetwork requirements. We'll do this by organising a community-funded Kickstarter process to encourage developers, designers, animators and others to form teams to bid for projects. The intention with this video is to help you to understand the process and learn how to take part in the programme. We hope to see many exciting projects kicking off in the near future. We've created 2 new forum categories in the SAFENetwork forum to facilitate the CEP. RFPs, requests for proposals, and proposals. So have you got an idea for the SAFENetwork, its marketing, or its continued growth? This could be anything from a video to an app or a core feature. If so, you simply need to create a poll on the forum outlining your desired features and leave it up to the community to vote. The poll will remain open for 1 week and is open to both individuals and teams. If there is sufficient demand for your project, you then need to provide further details and add these into the RFP category. Each new RFP will have its own topic created in the forum so that the community can ask questions to clarify any points. Once you have an idea for an RFP, you and your team will then have 2 weeks to submit a proposal. These will be posted in the Development Proposals channel, with each one having its own topic so that anyone in the community can question you further about the details. Participation is very much encouraged to test the thoroughness of each proposal and to give a greater chance of success. The content of each proposal is entirely open and up to each applicant. Demonstrating experience, the cost, capability and competency, perhaps even a proof of concept, they're all likely to resonate well with potential supporters. The proposal should specify the abstract of the implementation plan and also a time frame for producing a proof of concept. Importantly, your proposal should include a budget requirement in MAIDSAFE coin. Both MAIDSAFE and individual members of the community will then vote by sending MAIDSAFE coin to the most compelling proposal that they wish to support. This voting period will then last for 1 week. The successful applicant will be the one whose wallet has collected the most MAIDSAFE coin. The total of all wallets that relate to one RFP will be transferred into the wallet designated for the successful applicant and paid on completion of the work and/or agreed project milestones by MAIDSAFE. Good luck. We can't wait to see what you come up with.
So there you have it. That's their latest video. They came out with that, I think it was last week or the week before. They've got their new community engagement program launched, and hopefully we'll see some people get involved with that. Now the last topic for this week is the normal MAIDSAFE weekly update. I'm going to keep this brief as I did last week. This is probably going to run a bit long, this video overall, so I'm just going to quickly go over things, the highlights that they posted. Let's see, I'll pull that up here. Just going to read over my notes of it, but so this weekly MAIDSAFE update will not be happening over the coming next 2 weeks as well, as the MAIDSAFE developers will, like the rest of us, be enjoying the holidays and working only intermittently over the next couple of weeks. The next dev update will be on January the 11th, 2018. So the main highlights of this week. The front-end team is releasing a few updates, including a new patch version of the Safe browser, a new version of Peruse, which is the custom browser that will eventually replace the existing Safe browser, and a new version of the Web Hosting Manager that fixes a minor issue reported by a forum user. So the back-end team is releasing new versions of the Safe client libraries. They've got the Safe app 0.5.0, the Safe Authenticator 0.5.0, the FFI utils 0.4.0, and the Safe Core 0.28.0. So you can see why I don't go into too much detail about the update they do, because it's can get highly technical in terms of development related stuff. It probably isn't of great interest to people who aren't developers, and if developers are interested, they'll just go and read it themselves. They don't need me to tell you about it. So the routing team has updated the dev forum. Now that's a separate forum. It's not the forum I gave the link to before. It's just for developers. And so they've updated the dev forum post that contains proposed implementation of data chains. I've mentioned data chains a few times before. At some point I'm going to do a show where I specifically get into some details on data chains. That's down the track. And finally, the Crust team has published a roadmap of what they're planning to work on next. So that's nice. That team has a specific roadmap as opposed to the overall MAIDSAFE roadmap. I'll have to put a link of the overall roadmap in the show notes, but I believe it's on maidsafe.net. Alright, so that's all I have for you this week. I hope you found it interesting and informative, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Thank you for joining us today on the Safe Crypto Show. We hope you found the episode informative and helpful. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share our video with others. Tune in next week for another interesting episode.